Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Cozy Cushion. I'm Natasha, your host. I'm an intuitive empath with psychic ability, and today I'm going to continue on with the Medicine is Movement series that I've been coming to you each week. Today's Ruby Tuesday, so it's my favorite day of the week. And today I'm going to emphasize on how important it is to take care of yourself. I just want to remind you that you're the most important person in the world. And sometimes we forget what we need in our lives to make us strong human beings. And today I'm just going to intuitively utilize my intuition to give you some ideas and tips of some of the things that I use that really help me ground myself and become more spiritually strong and in tune with my own self as well as my own personal needs. So today I'm going to talk about tapping, breathing, and stretching because movement really does bring us peace. And it also brings us back into our bodies. And there's so many of us these days that we're so involved with making sure that other people in our lives are okay, everybody is strong and happy, that we really put ourselves on a back burner. And what happens when we're on the back burner is we start to burn up and burn out. And I don't want us doing that to ourselves and each other anymore. So I want to encourage you to be self responsible and learn to self regulate your body, your emotions, and your spiritual life, most importantly. So today we're going to do a few little exercises, and I would love that you would join me because these few exercises are very, very simple and they also bring good energy flow and oxygen to our body, as well as they ignite our lymphatic system, as well as they stretch our fascia. So many of us today, if we work in an office, we're hunched over and we're busy typing and doing things with our heads down. And we really need to learn to stand tall, to place our shoulders down and back and our chin up, and to live a relaxed life. So much of our lives today are dictated by the hustle and bustle and the must do's, have to's, and the to do list. So, for just a moment while you're here with me, I just want to encourage you to set everything off to the side and just take a moment to stretch with me. So, our first exercise today is actually going to be what I call a lymphatic thump. So, we're just going to make our fists like this, and we're going to be very gentle on our bodies today. And we're doesn't matter how we do this, we cannot do it wrong. And the reason why we're going to do it is to increase our vitality within our body systems, and we're going to ignite our own capacity, and we're going to tap into our own pharmacy of healing. And it's going to make us have more energy, it's going to make us feel better about our days, and most importantly, it's going to take us from our brains and being stuck in our heads, move us down into our hearts, as well as release some of that stuff that we're all kind of stuffing down to survive in today's world. So, for just this moment, I'm just going to encourage you to stand. Once again, we're going to have those feet, even though you can't see my feet are hip width apart. So they're a little wider than my hips. My toes are facing out like this, but my body's nice and comfortable and I'm relaxed. My spine is nice and tall. My tummy is tight, so I'm just kind of pulling doing a Kegel squeeze and pulling my diaphragm up into my heart center. So my shoulders are down and back. I'm going to make soft fists like this, and I'm just going to thump gently on this side of my body. Doesn't matter how many we do it. We're just going to very gently. Now, we don't want to hurt ourselves. We're just waking up our lymphatic system. Remember when we were little kids and we loved doing that, or I loved doing that. Wonderful. Just thump it out just a little bit, nice and soft here. Perfect. Wonderful. We're just going to take our other hand and we're just going to thump the other side. Nice and gentle. We don't need to be hard with ourselves. We want to try our best in any exercises that we do to make sure it's as even as possible to each side. So now that we've done a little bit of thumping, we're going to open our hands and we're just going to do some tapping. We're going to tap on our shoulder and down our arm, and then the inside, back up. And we really want to tap on those traps at the back. Nice and easy. Back down onto the hand. Beautiful. Flip it over and back up. We're going to do this a few more times. Like I say, you can't do it wrong. Back up. Once again, make sure you're smacking that trap back there. Excellent. Wonderful. This is going to really help with our lymphatic system, whether it's damaged or not, or if it's perfectly intact. It's a wonderful thing to do. And I do this each and every day. We're going to move back onto our other side, being very gentle with ourselves once again. We're going to start with that tap, coming down our arm, down our hands. Gently turn our hands back up, making sure that we've given ourselves a good pat on the back and really smacking that trap back there. It's really going to help us reduce tension found in our spine. Back down our hands. Just gently tapping right down to our wrist, flipping our hand over and back up. Going to do this a couple more times. Back down, back up. Really smack that trap and back down. Wonderful. Just take a moment just to feel your body now. Nice and relaxed, chin up, shoulders down and back. And for me, I feel tingling in my hands. That's energy moving through our body. It's no longer stuck in our upper body, in our respiratory system, and so on and so forth. So we've gotten that energy moving. So next we want to put our hands up over our head very gently. We're not pulling on our head at all. We're just placing our hands up over our head, and it's just to overcorrect those motions of us having our heads down all day. And we're just going to have some breaths here. I'm just going to stand to the side because I'm going to do a very slight back arch. So once again, if you've moved, that's okay. You can keep your legs nice and soft and fluid. Feet or hips width apart. Feet are facing out, but you can really put your feet wherever you're most comfortable. Arms are up and back to the back of our heads. And we're going to bend back slightly, and we're going to have 6 breaths. So nice tall body, chin is up. We're not hurting ourselves here. Our chest is wide open. Arms are up. And we're going to take a nice breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Nice and slow. 5. Nice breath in. Exhale out. 4 more breaths. Be gentle on your body here. Exhale through the mouth. 3 more breaths, one in through the nose. Out through the mouth. And only 2 more here. Exhale. Last breath in through the nose, nice and deep. And exhale. Releasing those arms back to our sides, chin is up. And I just want you to take a moment here and just feel your body. You might feel some things that you haven't felt in a little while. If you feel lightheaded, feel free to sit down. It's okay. Breathing and spending time helping ourselves increase our oxygen is really harder than it looks. You know, we forget that self-care is so important, and we either overcomplicate it and make it really, really hard, or we just don't do it at all. So every day, I really want you to take an opportunity to spend time breathing, conscious breathing, in and out, and make it a new habit for yourself. A lot of the reasons society suffers from anxiety and depression is we're living a sedentary lifestyle. We're sitting down and we're stuffing things in, our emotions, and we're not talking about our true feelings, and we're not expressing our true selves anymore and the way we were really designed to do so. And now we have so many options of medicines and ideas of how to self-care. So, you know, there's people that utilize, you know, retail therapy, and we go to, you know, coffee with our friends, and do some social things, maybe some painting, and those are amazing things for ourselves. We do really need to stay connected to our friends and our family and our people. And I find that over the last 4 years or so, we've really minimized that, and it's really hurting our hearts. It's hurting our physical bodies, and we're carrying more than we're meant to carry. And oftentimes, it's just an abundance of emotions and suppressed energy. And if we don't release that, and if we don't find a way to clear and transmute it, that's why thumping is so wonderful. So when I get anxious, oftentimes, and my heart's racing, I turn immediately to my breath. I start breathing in and out, and I will pat and rub my belly and my chest and my arms. And there's nothing at all wrong with giving yourself a great big hug, and I really encourage you to do so. After all, it's very difficult to love anyone else and allow anyone to love us if we don't love ourselves first. So I really want to encourage you to get yourself off the back burner and step up to the plate and nurture yourself, your own well-being, and those things that are really important to you. So in my life, egg farming and my chickens, some of you have seen my videos of my chicken coop. Actually, I started the Cozy Cushion out of my barn because that's what brings me joy, is my barn. I'm a farmer's daughter. I was born on a dairy farm, and I find great comfort of being around the hay, the straw, and the animals, and collecting my eggs. And I find that very therapeutic for myself. So I want to encourage you today, if you are having a hard time or you don't feel like you're enough, I want you to tap into those things that are very meaningful to you. They don't have to mean anything to anybody else. They just mean something to you. And I want you to start nurturing those little things that are so extra special about you and make you who you truly are. So today, sorry, my ears are popping. That's one of the things that I guess I had bubbling up in my body. So the next thing I want to encourage you to do is twisting our bodies. And this is a wonderful exercise. I do these exercises in front of the TV while I'm watching my favorite shows. And it really does help firm and tone our body, as well as it brings wonderful energy to our bodies. So once again, I want you to stand nice and tall, arms out, and I want you to be very gentle with your body. Your shoulders are down and back. And we're just going to very, very gently allow our arms just to oscillate. So we're keeping our hips straight ahead. So we're not turning our hips at this point. We're just turning our upper body. And it's just to turn on our powerhouse in our abdomen and get things moving here. So arms out like we're dancers, and we're just going to turn side to side. Nice and gentle. And as we get going, just bend those arms and allow them just to kind of flow as you turn your torso. Wonderful. Don't be hard on your body. This is a very gentle, relaxing, soothing exercise. So as you turn your body, I want to encourage you once again to smack your side here, as well as the bottom of your back here as you turn. So you're just going to kind of smack to the top and smack to the bottom. What this does is it helps activate, once again, all our systems, our body systems, our lymphatic drainage system, our circulatory systems, our oxygen centers and systems. And we're just waking it up. We're just tapping the base of our back, our kidneys back here, giving them a little tap, wakey wakey, and we're just waking it up. Turning side to side, and we can speed it up and slow it down. We can feel the air around us. But what this does, so many of us are slouchers inadvertently. Perhaps it's because we don't have so many great-grandparents walking around telling us to straighten up anymore. So I guess I'm going to remind you today. Twisting back and forth, breathing, tapping. We can smack those hips, hit our lower back a little bit, come up to the front. Wonderful. Very natural, very slow. We don't want to hurt ourselves here. Excellent. Now just take a moment and just stand. Wonderful. I find these exercises really help reduce my stress. They help me to relax. They make me stand taller. And when I've been at my computer a while, I find that bringing those arms up behind my head and stretching back and having a nice breath makes me feel so much better. We're going to have just 4 simple breaths today as we do one of the exercises we've already done. I want you to be very gentle on your body here and put your arms up. So we're just going to breathe with the motion of coming back. So we're going to breathe in on our way back. And when we come forward, we're going to breathe all that air out. So I may dip down out of sight, but I will come back. And today we're only going to do 3 of those. I want to keep these videos very short and simple, and I want to teach you techniques that you can use over and over and over again. So our arms are up behind our head. We're not pulling on our head at all. We are just going to breathe in through our nose as we go back and out through our mouth as we come forward. I really want to encourage you to breathe all the way in and all the way out. So we're going to do 3 of these together. Stand nice and tall, hands behind your head, shoulders down and back, and nice breath in through the nose. Back and exhale, coming all the way forward, falling forward as far as our body will allow. We can bend our knees, it's okay. Nice breath in through the nose, coming up, all the way back, and exhale again, all the way forward, breathing that air out. While we're down here, we can have our knees bent. We're stretching that lower back. Nice breath in through the nose. All the way back up. Arch our back. Really open our heart center. And exhale, stopping here. Just take a moment just to notice how you feel. If you feel dizzy, feel free to sit down. It's okay. When we start paying attention to our physical body, this beautiful vessel we were born with, no matter what we've got going on, our bodies have changed dramatically over the years. We've shed many skins. Some of us have had illnesses and surgeries and traumas that have kind of been lying dormant in our bodies, and we can only carry those for so long. So that's why spiritual strength training, which is my passion, is so vitally important, is because it helps us feel unstuck and it helps us level up and bounce forward into our life with enthusiasm. So thank you so much for joining me today and practicing a few of these very simple techniques that brings energy and oxygen to our bodies and really helps us move throughout the day. And I really want to encourage you, of course, to drink your water today. If you're not a water drinker, start with 1 ounce. Go up to 2 ounces. If you are a water drinker, make sure you get what amount is good for you today. As well as I want you to stand tall in your body. And if you're not able to stand, that's okay too. I want you to sit tall in your body. And even if it's only your chin up that you have control over, I want you to lift your chin and I want you to smile and I want you to breathe and I want you to enjoy life. Because we're only here now. That's all we have is our present moment. So thank you so much for spending this present moment here now with me, Natasha, your host here at the Cozy Cushion. I just want to leave you with a few kind words as I do each video that I share with you. And today I just want to share that you are loved. And I hope that you're being loved by yourself. Because you're definitely loved by me. I appreciate you coming and supporting my channel. I love all the comments that you leave for me. I really appreciate it. And I just want you to spend today in gratitude. Being grateful for where we are in life is so vitally important. And my intuition is also asking me to share a few words about leaving people behind in life. Life's not perfect, and oftentimes there's a lot of moving parts. And sometimes in our life we have friends, family members, significant others that get off course. And we try very hard to redirect them back to us so that we can love them and honor them. And sometimes that's difficult because as much as we want to love and help people, sometimes people aren't able to receive that love. And in my life personally, it's really broken my heart. I've lost some very dear people to my life and my heart due to a variety of reasons. I've lost them to illness, I've lost them to death, I've lost them to suicide and taken their own lives, and I've also lost many people to abuse, whether it was physical violence, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, opioid abuse, and sometimes even self abuse, where they just didn't have it in them to love themselves as much as I would have loved to see them love themselves and join into my life. So when we are experiencing those things, it makes us feel very helpless, and it makes us feel very sad and broken at times. And I'm very sorry if you are going through that. And if I'm speaking directly to you, I want to encourage you to light a candle each day for that person or those people. Sometimes it's a group of friends. And instead of worrying about them or wishing they would be different, I want to encourage you to send them light and love. I do a lot of crystal grids. I'm a strong believer in crystals and holistic medicine and breath work and yoga practice and meditation practice and affirmations. And I really believe in gratitude and being grateful each and every day for things. And I want to encourage you to do the same thing. There's been so many times I've gotten lost and forgotten how grateful I am for the home that I live in, you know, my office here that I get to share with you in this space that I call the Cozy Cushion, where we can learn together and be stronger and move forward in our life and love ourselves more. And so when we're really suffering, when we're grieving and we're missing those people, I want you to bring out your favorite picture of them. And I want you to hold them in the light of the universe, pure white light and love, and send it to them day after day after day after day with no expectations. That's the hardest thing in the world, is loving somebody that's not loving themselves, wanting them to do more and seeing them not do well. It's very, very hard on our spirits, and oftentimes it can break our spirits, especially if it's our children, or our significant others, you know. And I know so many people that come to me for readings that have really struggled with this, and sometimes there's no words, there's no amount of words and forgiveness and I'm sorry's and I love you, and when it doesn't change things, it can really physically damage our hearts, and it can also crush our spirits. And I just want to remind you that the best thing you can do for anybody in your life, no matter what you're going through or what your relationship is like with them, if your behavior is hurting themselves or hurting you, I want you to self-love. I want you to step back and send out light to them. Do not continue to put yourself in harm's way and in emotional, toxic relationships trying to help them get better. The only people that can get help are the people that are ready for it, and they will ask. So I know you're scared, and I know that you're really trying to figure it out for them, but do your best to self-love you. so that if they come back to you, or as I like to say, come back home, that you're ready, you're prepared to embrace them and love them. And it's your physical, spiritual, emotional strength that they always need every single time. Every single time. So do your best to pick yourself up, brush off the bullshit of yesterday, all of it, all the stuff that you've held against yourself, all the regret that you might have from things in life, all the toxic situations that you keep putting yourself in so that things can get better. I just want you to take a step back and take really good care of yourself. I want you to lift yourself up. I want you to love yourself like you're the best friend you've ever had. Because at the end of the day, no matter what's happening, where it's failing, we all need to be optimistic and lighter and gentler and being easy on ourselves. Because that's where the magic is at, friends. The magic is in us. So thank you so much for staying with me today. I'm Natasha. You can find me on Facebook. You can also find me on Instagram. And of course, you can always comment here on YouTube and reach out to me. I am a spiritual strengthening coach, and I like to help people live their best life where they're at as they are. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I try to answer things as best I can. Once again, thank you so much for participating with me today. I hope you go forth today, becoming a little bit better today. And I just want to add another little intuitive thought that kind of popped in here. If you're one of the people that are struggling with addiction, and it's hard to get out of it, I understand. But I want you to love yourself a little bit more each day. And no matter what your crutch is, because when we're addicts, we're leaning on a crutch. You know, we're running from our pain and we're trying to escape reality. And I get it. And I'm sympathetic towards it. And I love you 100% through it. But I really want you to consider saying no to yourself. I have to do it to myself on a regular basis. I am human. I'm human. And we've all got stuff. But what I know for sure is that you want to do better. So if you're here and you stayed with me and you just heard me say that, no matter what it is you're doing for your fix or your self-comforting or your self-soothing, just do a little less and breathe more. And I'm going to hold space for you for the rest of today, because my heart really knows our world needs so much healing, including all of you. So thank you for joining me. We all need each other. Please know you are loved by me, and I'm going to see you next week. Take care, all. Bye for now.